Today on Mr. Nashville Talks, he changed the whole industry of Christian music. What Elvis did for rock and roll, my guest today did for Christian music. Carman. Well, I am here with one of my heroes. This man is an icon. He sold over 10 million records, gold albums, platinum albums. This man is the Elvis Presley of gospel music.
Oh, wow.
And I can't thank you enough for being here. And
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now you went through some trials recently. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Well, in 2013, I was diagnosed with incurable multiple myeloma cancer, and they gave me a pretty short time to live. And I actually, it was in February of that year, and I sure didn't want to go through the hospital route with chemotherapy and all that, because I heard and seen so much stuff about what people actually have to go through. So I tried the holistic route and eat this, drink this, and here, if you drink this, it'll be better for you than if you did this. And, you know, everybody's got a thing they want to do.
Yeah.
And I did that for till about, let's see, it would have been about August, so that'd be February, March, April, May, probably 5-6 months, until I couldn't even, the cancer had taken so much a hold of me that I could barely even walk. And I had to get blood transfusions just to walk around.
Wow.
Just to get my hemoglobins up so I wouldn't fall into a fatal state. So I was literally a couple weeks away from making a grand exit. And I finally found a doctor who was a multiple myeloma specialist in Little Rock, Arkansas, and he had developed an institute for that specific type of cancer.
Yeah.
And it was actually funded by Sam Walton.
Wow.
That's why it was in Little Rock, Arkansas. He was from Germany, and he was getting ready to retire, and so he wasn't into taking on too many new patients. And we convinced him that I needed to be taken on, and so I stayed there for like about 9 months.
Wow.
Of just straight chemotherapy treatment. As soon as my body's numbers got just up to the point where I could start again, I'd go right back into it. And so it's one of those things. It's like cancer's like a little thief. It just, you get it out of your house, and then it's always hovering around trying to figure a way back in.
Exactly.
You know, so about 6 months ago, my cancer markers started to show up again. And it's like, if you could figure 100%, you entered in a treatment 100%, about 70% started to show up, which is not good.
Right.
Because that means that 17 can turn into something else.
Yes.
And what we really need to do is try different protocols.
Right.
And try some new advances in medicine, which happens to be something that medicine is doing these days. So now those markers are going down.
Yeah.
But I'm having to like double up on some treatment things.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I can still do everything.
Yeah.
It's not like it shows up on everything.
Right.
But they make you take some stuff that kind of, weirds your body out a little bit.
Yeah. and I was so excited that last year you were inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. Long overdue. First of all, how did that feel to be included? Because when you first started, you were the one that they tried to, you're not like this person, you're not like this person.
Yeah, I really didn't fit into any categories.
Yeah.
So it was weird because it was the first time in my life that I was ever in front of an audience of gospel music participants getting any kind of an award for anything. And I
It's wild.
had records that were contemporary Christian releases.
Yeah.
One in particular was #1 on the sales charts for 33 weeks in a row. And I remember not getting nominated for anything. Not getting nominated for vocalist or male artist or entertainer or album or writer. Nothing. It was like, okay, we know you're here, but we don't know what to do with you.
Right.
So we're just not going to do anything. So you really don't count. It's just a weird position to be in.
Right.
And I think part of that was because I was doing some things that were not the typical things
Yes.
that are in Christian music. Like, I wanted to do my concerts for free.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted them to be more like an evangelistic crusade.
Right.
It didn't change the music so much, and it really didn't make the concert that much longer because, you know, and I wanted to give altar calls for people who wanted to receive Christ. And it really didn't take that long. You know, if I actually timed it, it's only like an extra 12 minutes.
Right.
I mean, when you think about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it at the end.
Yeah.
So I kept it as a concert, and I would go up there, and I'd always have a scripture to read about something. But I knew they were coming for a show. They're coming. It's the music they're coming for.
Right.
So I was always aware of that. And I think just the idea of it created like a rumor mill.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people who I got the most grief from were people that had never been to a concert.
Yeah,
it's the funniest thing, you know. So.
It's sad. That's how it kind of works, you know. A lot of it's jealousy too, I think, you know.
Well, if you see the greatest entertainers that come down the pike, they always come up different. They look different and they dress different, and they're somebody that other people can make fun of.
Yes.
They make fun of the way they look, make fun of their hair, make fun of the way they dress, make fun of the way they hold themselves, make fun of this and that. They're going to do something. But those are usually the people that usually rise to that superstar status.
Yes.
You know, because they are doing something different and they're not afraid of it.
Right.
And they're not about to change for anybody.
And you broke the record for the largest crowd in Christian music history, 50,000. Then you broke your own record with 71,000. What was that like?
Well, you know, when you're in the middle of it, you feel the responsibility of it all.
Yes.
You know, because I was having to do these concerts myself.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get a promoter to jump on board.
Right.
Because typically the promoters wanted to do all the concerts or a group of them, or they wanted a cut.
Yeah.
And when you're doing free concerts with kids, you know, there is no cut.
That's right. Yeah.
you're trying to get it all paid for, and so it left me by myself.
Yes.
So my mind is always thinking about the responsibility of it, not the. I can look back on it and feel a little bit more like, oh wow, that was something else.
Yeah.
But we started to go into stadiums in Johannesburg, South Africa. That's the first place we did it, and went to Wanderers Cricket Stadium that had never been used for anything else other than cricket.
Wow.
And we had, because we were filling up at a church like 4 times over that had seated 4,000. I'm like, I wonder what would happen if we went to some place bigger, and did one thing. And the pastor drove me out to this stadium, and it was one of those stadiums that it was kind of unusual because it's kind of sort of scooped down in the back, and you could walk up on this hill and look down into it.
Oh wow!
It was really interesting. And he walked me up the hill, and I looked down, and there was this big, giant 50,000 seat stadium. He says, "This is the place where I'd like to go." He says, "Do you have the faith for it?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And that's where it started in South Africa. And then I just said, "Well, it's, you know, a lot of it's just about believing in yourself and believing and knowing when the timing's right too."
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of elements that going into that, and when the timing is right and you're prepared, you know, you have to make that choice to say yes. And then we just brought that over to America.
Yeah, and you created the concept music video for Christian music. I can't even think of one. I mean, Kirk Franklin, DC Talk, all these people are standing on your shoulders of what you've done. And I don't know if you probably don't realize that because
No, I don't.
you're doing your thing and you don't, but you really opened the doors for all those people, I think.
I don't know, those are some pretty talented guys. I didn't start off in music, I started off in theater. I never wanted to be involved in music. I always wanted to be involved in acting.
Yes.
So I studied acting at the Abbey Playhouse in Philadelphia. So when I became a Christian, I used to do music on the side just to pick up a few bucks. There was no Christian acting. This is now the 70s.
Yeah.
You know, where do you go? What do you do? Have a play in the church? I mean, how do you apply yourself? And so I would, in my writing, I would write songs that were theatrical.
Yes.
Well, it's because the way I thought in storylines.
Right.
And then when we got a chance to we got a song that just demanded it be seen, not just heard.
Right.
I think it was Witch's Invitation.
Yes.
I said, we got to do this. It's got everything. It's got witches and monsters and haunted houses and all the stuff in there. We got to do a music video on it. And just getting the record company to think that way, oh my God, it was a bigger war than, having Satanists follow you around on tour. So we finally, long story short, we finally got that up and going. and realized that we should make a product out of it,
Yes.
as opposed to just a video,
Yes.
and a for sale product. So we changed the idea of making it from just an advertisement product
Yeah.
that would be pulled out of your record budget into an actual for sale product.
Right.
And that's what sold them.
Yes.
So well, if we could sell it, it's like selling your commercials.
Right,
you
right.
know? And that's what made it work
Yeah.
down through the years. And we wound up doing like 30 music videos.
Wow.
And that became the second release. So we would release in the fall the record,
Yeah.
and people would be waiting until the spring to see what the music videos look like.
Yeah.
So now you had to pick the right one.
and then you went into acting. You wrote your movies, and we'd love to
and
see you do
it
another.
was right before the whole Christian acting
Yeah.
and theater thing really kind of
Took
exploded. So that's one chance where it was like, you know, the right idea and the right passion, but just the wrong timing.
Right.
You know, it was like felt like it was 5 or 10 years too soon.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, they have pure flicks now, like Christian Netflix. Maybe they
If
should
I was
get on
coming up now,
Yeah, you'd be.
I would be doing half and half.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Well, I tell you, you have blessed a lot of people, and all the souls that have come to know the Lord through what you're doing. I don't even. I can't even imagine what God's blessings are going to be on you when you do meet Him, because it's a lot of people came to know Christ just through your meetings, and it's a big responsibility, I think, on your shoulders. You know.
You know, the Bible says, "To whom much is given, much is required."
Yes.
So for people who've been given much, if they do what they've been given
Yes.
to do, then they are breaking even.
Yes.
You know, because they're required
Yes.
to do much.
Right.
If you're hired to work 9 to 5,
Yes.
if you work 9 to 5, nobody's applauding you.
Right.
You're just doing what's required to do. If you work 9 to 8, well,
Yeah.
now they're applauding you from 5 to 8.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
So if you've been given much, then you're required to do much.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, nobody's going to throw any fanfare.
Right.
People may think you're special, but being gifted means you got something that you didn't earn.
Yeah.
And it came from another source other than yourself.
Yes. Yes.
So you can't even take credit for it.
Well, that's very true.
You know, so who knows what's going to happen on the other side. I'm trying to delay it.
Oh yes,
Trying
we
to
want you
delay
here a
finding out.
long time. We want you here a long time. Thank you so much for coming and being on our show. I mean, you don't know how much this means to me. I'm actually a little nervous because, like I said, you're a hero of mine, and for everything you've done. And you, like I said, you have reached more people for Christ than I think you even know, and touched more people than you probably ever know.
Well, only the Lord knows. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? I didn't think God. I don't think God called us to be popular. I think
Right.
He called us to be effective,
Yes, and you are.
and that's the most important thing.
You are.
Because popularity comes and goes with the wind.
Yeah.
Comes and goes with the hits and the sales and all the rest of that. But effectiveness
Yes.
is there every time you walk on stage.
Yes.
And if you can stay effective, you'll be here for a while.
Thank you so much.
God bless you, man.
Subscribe to our mailing list and you could win a CD or DVD project by today's featured artist. To enter, please go to www.mrnashvilletalks.com and enter your email address. While there, take a look around, browse through our music store, or order one of our Mr. Nashville Talks t-shirts for $20. I want to hear from you, so follow our social media via Twitter, Instagram, or like us on our Facebook page.